আইটি দপ্তরের উদ্যোগে বুধবার একদিনের স্টার্ট অ্যাপ ইকোসিস্টেম বিষয়ে কর্মশালা অনুষ্ঠিত হয় আগরতলা প্রজ্ঞা ভবনে। এদিনের এই অনুষ্ঠানে উপস্থিত ছিলেন পুনিত আগরওয়াল, প্রিন্সিপাল সেক্রেটারি আইটি ত্রিপুরা, নরেশ বাবু, অধিকর্তা আইটি দপ্তর সহ অন্যান্যরা।
IT tool helps in simplifying various things. Whatever work we have been doing in a conventional way, that used to be cumbersome, time consuming, requiring more efforts. With application of information technology tools, we find that it's easier to reach to a large masses, able to disseminate information with much less efforts, and even collection of information, and based on that data analytics, mining, and then based on that taking decision, that becomes easier. So that's why we find in the IT sector such initiatives, such efforts to bring some solution used to be high. Keeping that in mind, as of now we have ITS startup scheme, but we find that apart from IT sector, there are other non-tech sectors also which have lot of scope for taking up startups. Keeping that in mind, state government has already in the process of setting up one startup venture capital fund in the state, where any startups of any sector, whether it's IT or non-IT, all would be provided support under that venture capital fund. And so that is already in advanced stage. In the new financial year, we would be able to set it up, that venture fund. Idea is to have it 50 crore startup fund, with 15 crore already earmarked by the state government in their next year's budget, and we will be having some support from the fund manager who will be assisting us in managing that fund, and there will be issue option also to get fund from various leading public sector undertakings. So that venture capital fund would be sector agnostic. So even non-IT sectors, maybe related to health, food, any transport, any sector could be covered under that. And it's very good that we have with us NASSCOM in supporting the state in all such initiatives. NASSCOM has a good reputation, good track record of supporting such startups, as it was discussed in the last presentation. Already this 10,000 startups program is being organized, where various startups from all over India are being promoted. I am told in the last such 10,000 startup scheme, total 27 startups were selected, where 2 were from Tripura. So that itself shows that despite being located in one corner of the country and being a despite being a small state, the ideas, the enthusiasm, the zeal among the students is very high. They want to have a separate identity, make a mark on the map of the India. So that's very good. So my full support, my full assistance is there. Whatever guidance is required in further improving our government policies for promoting startup, there would be seeking your guidance. Today, the 2 technical sessions which are scheduled after this inaugural session, the idea is to seek inputs from you. Whatever have been done by the state so far, based on the input received by us, we have made a beginning. But how we can further improve it, how we can make it more simplified, so that response from the prospective entrepreneurs, prospective startup companies would be more. That idea would be listened today. So I would request you to be very frank. Whatever problems you may have faced in approaching to the state department, DIT, even getting guidance from our mentor, the agency NASSCOM, who we have already partnered with for providing all necessary guidance, that we would be very keen to listen from you. NASSCOM has already undertaken various events to make a connect with such prospective entrepreneurs. As I was going through, they have already undertaken events like at this student level, those who are student having innovative ideas, for them they have conducted ideathon, and based on that whatever promising ideas were found, those were identified, and then those were nurtured, and they were given guidance what are the further steps to convert it into prototype and then go to the market. Same way, already existing new entrepreneurs, they also need some guidance. For that also separately they have conducted sessions, and apart from IT startup, non-IT startups are also being promoted. So overall, it's a very new, challenging field, and it is developing with every passing day. So we need to learn from others what all is happening all over the world. And so even if we are in Tripura nowadays, it's very easy to get connected with any other resource person who may be located anywhere in the country or even abroad. So through virtual events, wherever we find that anyone can give us guidance, maybe from our side we are trying to arrange various events by which interaction could be held, investors connect, then other such events. We are trying to make a connect between the startup, the investor companies, the other faculty members or resource person who may give us guidance. But if you have any ideas, if you want to get in touch with particular company, particular resource person, that should also be shared with us, so that how we can mobilize their support for our program, that we will look into. So overall, it has to be a constructive approach and collaborative approach by which the idea would be to get to give promotion to all such startups who are developed and stationed in Tripura. So Tripura people, I am finding they are, after passing out from various technical institutions here, are going out to other places like Bangalore, Hyderabad. But if they can take up some entrepreneurial activity on their own, then they may perhaps would not be required to move out. But in Tripura, we find that it is good in terms of power availability, in terms of internet availability, in terms of manpower availability. If we find from that angle, the costing and resource availability is quite good. So if we take advantage of all those resources and make a good proposal, then with the help of departmental schemes, with the help of STPI incubation facilities and their programs, even other central government programs, we would be able to set up a good startup from Tripura, which would give a big name to your startup as well as to the state. So without